Welcome to our tenant training presentation. This tenant training presentation has been designed with the intention of making your stay with us a happy one. The training program will ensure that you have a clear understanding of both your rights and responsibilities. We urge you to take note of the content of this tenant presentation, as you are required to complete a small test at the end of your training. About our company. The company was formed with support from other organizations for the provision of affordable social housing for the communities. It is a non-profit company. All excess money generated from rentals is reinvested in new housing projects. The directors of the company are volunteers and do not get paid. The company is independent from national, provincial and local government. However, it receives support through the government's institutional subsidy scheme and loans from the National Housing Finance Corporation, NHFC. What is social housing? The one thing common among all people of this country, irrespective of income or race, is the need for shelter. It is very difficult to secure adequate housing for those with low incomes. Social housing is a response to people's need in the lower middle income categories for affordable accommodation. We provide good quality rental units for a family to grow and enjoy a decent standard of living. The aim of social housing is to provide people with houses that they can be proud of and call home. Your lease agreement. Signing your lease agreement is an important moment because it is the legal step to the occupation of your rental unit. The lease covers your responsibilities as a tenant, and it covers our responsibilities as a landlord. The lease means that we are both bound by a legal agreement. In terms of this agreement, you have agreed to pay rent to us once a month, you have agreed to an increase in the rent once a year, you have agreed to abide by the house rules, and you have agreed to the stipulated maximum limit of people who can live in your flat. If you do not abide by the terms and conditions of the lease agreement, we can cancel the agreement and you will have to vacate the flat. We will firstly explain your rights as a tenant. Secondly, we will explain what you agree to in the lease agreement. And thirdly, we will explain what we agree to in the lease agreement. What are your rights as a tenant? As our tenant, you will have the right to occupy the unit on an ongoing basis, providing you meet your obligations in the lease agreement, to live in a well-maintained unit in a peaceful environment, to be consulted on matters that relate to you as a tenant, and to repair, improve or adjust the unit according to our standards after permission is obtained in writing from us. What do you agree to? The tenant agrees to pay your rent on or before the 1st of every month as agreed in the lease agreement, to use the unit as a private dwelling only for you and those who are on your family form, not to sublet the unit or any part of the unit, that is no borders allowed, to maintain the interior of the unit, that is keep the unit in good condition at all times, not to undertake alterations unless you have permission in writing from us, to abide by the house rules at all times, to provide reasonable access to your home for us to undertake an inspection of the unit, to return the unit in good condition, that is the condition you received it in. What do we agree to? We agree to provide the highest possible level of services to you, deliver the unit in good condition for your occupation, keep the exterior of the unit in good condition by means of proper maintenance of buildings and grounds, pay rates and taxes to the municipality, pay insurance for the unit, excluding the insurance of your goods, pay the loans on the units, pay for services such as the housing supervisor, cleaning communal areas, security, and garden services. Payment of your rental. Payment of your rental is one of the most important issues. Without your rental, we cannot pay for services such as the loan repayment on your unit, security services, gardening services, etc. What happens to me if I don't pay my rent? Paying your rent is very important. As with other companies, we cannot survive without income. This income is your rent payment, and it is used to cover certain expenses to provide you with proper services. Your rental must be paid in advance by the 1st of every month. This is your most important responsibility as a tenant. If you do not pay your rent, you will be evicted from the premises. Non-payment equals eviction. If you have problems concerning the rental payment, you must contact us immediately.
Okay.
Insurances. Insurance example 1. If the roof is blown away in a storm, the insurance will cover the cost of replacing the roof and repairing any damage to the unit as a result of the storm. Your goods are not covered. You must have your own insurance. Insurance example 2. If your child is playing inside or outside the unit and a ball breaks a window, the insurance does not cover this. It is your responsibility to replace it. Should you not repair it, we will do so and then charge you for it. Insurance example 3. Should you have a burglary and your goods are stolen, the insurance does not cover this. Costs that have to be paid by you. For example, electricity for your unit, water prepaid, sewage and refuse removal, telephone, insurance of your goods, repair and maintenance of the interior of your unit, for example, sewer blockage. Maintenance. The general maintenance of the exterior of the unit is covered by your rental payment. This maintenance is done about every 5 years, should it be necessary. Maintenance example 1. Every 5 years, your window frames will be painted on the outside and leaking gutters will be repaired, etc., should it be necessary. Maintenance example 2. Emergency maintenance and repairs are covered by your rentals. If a pipe bursts outside your unit, we will repair it, but not your leaking tap inside the unit. You have to replace the tap washer. Service charge. We provide you with certain service for which you pay. Therefore, you are charged a fee for the service. That fee is part of your rent, included in your rent amount. Services for which you pay are the work of the housing supervisor, maintenance of the gardens, roads, lighting, gates, fences, the grounds, and so on, lighting of communal areas, cleaning of communal areas, and security. How and when do I pay my rental? On or before the 1st of every month, your rent payment needs to be in our bank account. There are no exceptions to this payment rule. As mentioned before, you pay your rent in advance of every month. If you don't pay your rent on time, we will take legal steps against your occupation. There are 4 different ways to pay your rent into our account. Pay directly into our account by our debit order system. Pay directly into our account by payroll deduction and bring proof of your employer's consent. Pay directly into our account by bank stop order. Cash deposit into our bank account. We prefer that you pay your rent by our debit order system. This is the most convenient for you as a tenant. Please note that there is a charge levied against your account if your debit order is reversed by your bank. For example, should you have insufficient funds on the particular day. If you make a cash deposit into our account, you will be charged a transaction fee. If you make a cash deposit, you must put your reference number, for example, Flat 1, Acacia Park, rent. Rental increases. Every year, your rent will increase on the 1st of July. The policy of our company is to increase rents annually based on increases in service charges such as rates, inflation, and increases on the loans we have taken to build the units. We will provide you with adequate notice, 1 month, informing you of any rental increases. Living in your home. After you have attended tenant training, inspected the house, signed the lease agreement, and moved all your possessions into the house you are going to live in, a few things are important for you to know. We will explain maintenance and repairs of your home. Which maintenance and repairs are your responsibilities as a tenant, and which are our responsibility. Secondly, an explanation is given regarding safety and emergency cases and the process of moving in and moving out of your unit. Maintenance, repairs, and construction snags. What is the difference between repairs, maintenance, and construction snags? Repairing things means returning them back to the previous quality. For example, fixing a hole in the wall or fixing leaking water taps and water pipes. Maintenance is usually based on a program or certain cycle. For example, the window frames are painted on the outside every 5 years or as needed to keep them in a good condition so that they don't rust. Construction snags are problems in new buildings that the contractor is responsible for. For example, the walls begin to crack. The contractor who built the units must repair this. Snags only last a short while after the building has been completed. Who is responsible for which repair and maintenance? Maintenance and repairs of the interior, tenant. Maintenance and repairs of the exterior, landlord. Any damage caused by the tenant or the tenant's family or tenant's visitors, whether it be interior or exterior, tenant. Repairs to doors, door frames, windows, window frames, and built-in cupboard, tenant. Repairs to locks and keys, tenant. Repairs to walls, ceilings, floors or carpets or tiles, tenant. Repairs to water tap, water pipes, bath, basin, kitchen sink, tenant. Repairs to lights, globes, switches, plugs, fittings, tenant. Repairs to electrical meter box, if seal is broken, and replacement of fuses, tenant. Repairs to parking bay, tenant. Repairs to blocked waste pipes inside the units, clearance of blockage, tenant. Maintenance and repairs of the outside, walls, roof, doors, and window frames, landlord. Maintenance and repairs to lights in common areas, landlord. Maintenance and repairs to fences and gates, landlord. Maintenance and repairs to geyser, landlord. Maintenance to common area and garden, landlord. Maintenance to plumbing and electrical systems, landlord. Maintenance to electrical meter box if the seal is not broken or tampered with, landlord. If a problem and/or repair occur, the following response table is applicable for repairs. Emergency. Unsafe and dangerous situations like electrical failure, broken or blocked main sewer line, broken main water line, response time by us or the landlord, 24 hours. Urgent. Inconvenience and damage to the buildings, like hot water supply, water and sewer leakage, roof leakage, response time by us or the landlord, 7 working days from day of notice. Non-urgent. Minor problems like doors, window frames, minor plumbing, response time by us or the landlord, within 28 working days of notice. Safety and emergency. If a fire breaks out, call the emergency number for a fire engine and warn your neighbors. Make sure all electrical appliances are switched off when leaving or going to bed during the night or day. Take precautions when going out. Lock doors, fasten all windows, and never leave cash or other valuables lying around. Also take your keys with you. Don't hide them under your mat outside your flat. Leave the lights on and ask your neighbor to keep an eye when you're on holiday. Do not use the fire hose unless there is a fire. It is a criminal offense. Please note, this is placed near your unit for your convenience and safety. Do not abuse it. You will be charged should you utilize it for anything else except putting out a fire. Emergency numbers: 033 345 2184. Fire: 033 324 1311. Ambulance: 10177. Police: 10111. Lifeline: 033 394 4444. Municipality complaint: 0800 00 1868. Moving in: after you pay your deposit, pay 1 month's rent, and after you attend the tenant training, you are going to move into your unit. To be sure your unit is in good order, your unit will be inspected by our housing supervisor or letting officer and yourself. Within 7 days from moment of inspection, you can report anything which is missing or not in order. If you don't report within 7 days, we will assume everything is in a good order. The inspection form must be signed by yourself. Locks and keys: you will be given a set of keys for your flat. We do not have spare keys, so if you lose your keys, a locksmith will be called to make a new set, and the cost will be for your account. Security: crime has become a big problem facing all of us living in South Africa. Security is the collective responsibility of all tenants. If everyone is security conscious and thinks about the safety and security of each other, we will have a much better chance of keeping everybody living safely. We assist by placing a guard at the entrance to the developments. Moving out: when you move out, you must give 1 calendar month notice, meaning from the 1st to the 30th, in writing to us, and you must be up to date with your rent. An ongoing inspection will be carried out by us to see if the unit is in a condition it was given to you. You must leave your house in a good and clean condition. Your rent and water account must be up to date. If you do not give 30 days notice, you will be liable for the next month's rent. Every time you move furniture in or out of your unit, you need a letter from us giving you permission to move your furniture. Your water and rent account has to be up to date before you get permission to move your furniture. If any repairs or refurbishments are required, you will be liable for the cost of the repairs or refurbishment done on the unit. House rules: these house rules are agreed between you as a tenant and us as the landlord. You have agreed to these rules by signing your lease agreement. We believe that our projects and buildings should be placed where tenants' right to health, safety and security are respected. In this regard, it is essential for all tenants not to create a nuisance for their neighbors, for example making excessive noise, conducting illegal activities, or running shebeens or selling drugs. The house rules are there to help ensure that tenants' rights are respected. The caretaker should be approached with any complaints and will take action to see that the privacy and rights of all tenants are respected. Tenants shall treat one another and the landlord's representative with dignity and respect. Accordingly, tenants shall refrain from using foul language on the property and work towards creating an environment conducive to good neighborly relationship. I will do everything to be a good neighbor. At least, I will not make disturbing noises, example, playing loud music, etc. I will keep my house clean and not cause any bad smell. I will keep the house in its original condition as given to me at the moment of my occupation. I will not run a business, trade or illegal activities from my units or from the grounds. I will do my best to keep common areas neat and clean. I will not consume alcohol, not smoke, and or take drugs in any public place, common areas. I will not drop litter and refuse in the over balconies or out of the windows or in common areas, like in the passage, staircases, garden, parking bay. Spilled refuse will be cleaned immediately. I will put all my refuse in the indicated containers. I will only make alterations to the unit after written permission from the landlord. I will not be absent from the premises for more than 2 weeks. I will report it to my landlord and receive consent in writing before being absent. I will not sublet the units either partially or fully, that is, not have tenants or boarders. If I keep visitors for more than 2 weeks, I will get permission in writing from my landlord before the visitors arrive. Bicycles and toys will not be driven or parked in the common areas, like corridors and staircases. I will not store any goods in the common areas, like the corridor or staircases. I will not keep a pet, that is, cat or dog, on the premises. I will not hang laundry or other items over or on the balconies or common areas. I will only hang washing in the designated area. I will only use the fire hose for emergencies and not wash my blankets or car. I will not damage the fire hose. I will be fined if I use it illegally. If I'm having a party, I will inform my neighbors and the housing supervisor at least 1 week in advance. I will not damage any of the assets of my landlord, like post boxes, window frames, garden, roads, fences, prepaid electricity meters, sewer pipes, etc. I will not damage any of the assets of my neighbors, like cars, bicycles, etc. I will not put a TV satellite dish on the outside of the building unless permission has been given to me in writing, after checking that my rent and water account are up to date. I will keep the prepaid electricity meter still in good order. I won't break it. I understand that I will be evicted and criminally charged should I tamper with the meter. I will not take or store scrap cars and vehicles which are not roadworthy into the complex, and I will not undertake major car repairs in the complex. My car will be parked in the designated areas only. No cars may be washed at the complex. My refuse will be collected by myself in a proper and hygienic way. Should the development become very dirty, there will be a litter fee levied. I will show respect for my neighbors at all times, even if they do things differently from me. I will not flush tea leaves, rice, mealy rice, fatty substances, etc. down my kitchen sink, as it will cause a blockage. I will not flush sanitary towels down the toilet. Unblocking sinks or toilets will be for my cost. I will not allow any person to connect electrical appliances in my unit without the permission from the landlord. I will also not use any faulty appliances which could damage the electrical supply. Costs relating to this will be for my account. I will not lose the parking disc. If I do, I will be fined. I will not draw graffiti or dirty the walls. If my family member or visitor are caught drawing on the walls, I will be liable for the cost of repainting the walls. I will also open my windows, especially when I'm taking a bath or shower, as this will prevent mold from occurring inside my unit. Should the mold occur due to me not opening my windows, I will be liable for the cost of repainting. I will always report my problems to the housing supervisor and/or my landlord. If I discover any tenants breaking the house rules, I will report it to the housing supervisor and/or my landlord. I am liable for the action and cost arising out of the actions of my visitors, children, and all those people residing in my unit. I will only participate in tenant representative committees established by my landlord and which have a signed constitution. Contact people. The caretaker. The caretaker's responsibilities include undertaking house inspections, supervising medium and large maintenance work, assisting and facilitating potential tenants and secure accommodation, and facilitating rental collection. The caretaker contact number will be given to you at the end of this tenant training. In most cases, the caretaker will live in the project area. In all cases, attempt to contact the housing supervisor if you wish to discuss a matter or have a problem or suggestion. The housing supervisor will address the matter or refer you to someone who can. If you cannot contact the housing supervisor, phone the office. The letting department is responsible for communication with tenants. The directors and staff wish you a pleasant stay in our unit. We look forward to working with you in the years to come. Congratulations, you have completed your tenant training.